She listens so nice.
She does most of the time. Sometimes she gets on my damn nerves. We can start right now.
Yeah.
If you're ready.
I'm about it.
Your energy, dog. How does one do that?
Man, it's generated. I don't know. It's a back and forth thing. It's like a game of tennis with energy. You throw it back and forth and it just keeps building and generating in a sense.
Got you. You always been like that?
Yeah, no, man. I used to be shy as shit.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know when it changed. I think my mom doesn't really like this answer, but I think when I was in high school, I used to sell weed.
Okay.
And I was the nicest guy ever. No one ever thought I would ever rob them, not once.
Right.
But it allowed me to branch out of my skater group of friends. I was able to meet the popular kids, older kids, younger kids, and I really got in a market where I'm dealing with all kinds of people.
Right.
And I got really good at it. And then each job that I had just added layers and layers and layers to me until I became a full-time magician.
That's sick. That's sick. How did the magic start?
So there's a whole backstory from a kid, but I'm gonna start right in high school.
Okay.
Trying to impress a girl on a date for Valentine's Day.
Really?
It's cliche as shit. No, I didn't never went on the date.
Oh, you didn't?
I got called into work.
Okay.
Last minute, never went on the date, but I kept the tricks.
Gotcha. I'm sure it works with dates now.
You'd be surprised.
It's pretty nice.
You'd be surprised, man. I get so many guys that'll be like, dude, if I do, you do, I get laid all the time. Dude, if you're getting laid all the time, you would not be as good as me.
Right.
It's years of celibacy to get this good.
That was part of my quarantine as well. For a day or two, I was looking up just YouTube magic tricks.
Dude, how clutch...
get YouTube University, I like to call it. One of my buddies says that all the time. YouTube U.
Yeah.
You can learn fucking anything there.
Yeah.
And that is one that I was like, oh, let me look into it. And I was like, dude, I do not have the patience to continue going at it like that.
And YouTube's changed a lot since when I first jumped onto it, because when I first jumped onto it, 9-something years ago, the few things that were on there, they were pretty good stuff.
Right.
And there'd be hidden gems of some 9-year-old kid in his mom's basement teaching a trick.
Right.
The quality of the video is horrible, but the trick itself is gold.
Right.
But now it's so oversaturated that it's hard to determine what's actually good or what is just waste in a sense. Wasted knowledge.
Yeah. No, it's what you guys do is amazing. I mean, obviously, it's a part of the whole thing. But dude, the reason you're here today is because when we met at the Bricks, and I think the first time I saw you, we hadn't spoken. At least I was just a straight audience type of cat, and I see you go, and I'm like, dude, you're actually blowing my mind. It's not like, when a I guess a niece or a nephew or something like that, someone younger is like, oh, check out this card trick, or
oh, that's cute.
What's the one with the
21 card trick.
Oh. Yeah, I learned that one back in the day, and I was like, I'm a badass. Obviously, But in fact, one particular one that's still fucking me up is one of the card under the shoe.
Okay.
Because there's a semicircle around you of drunks at the Bricks. There's a semicircle around you, and I look, I'm off to the side, and I'm like, I'm gonna catch this motherfucker. I'm gonna see exactly what it does when you put, this other card under the shoe, or I can't remember exactly the trick. But I'm staring off to the side. I'm like, I can see exactly what's going on here, if it's possible to be seen. And no.
I'll tell you, I was known as the foot guy, which sounds crazy.
Yeah.
But I was known as a guy. It's like, yo, you're that guy that does the trick with the foot, right?
Oh, okay.
And it's like sleight of hand, but sleight of foot.
Right.
And it was cool to kind of get that trademark initially right off the bat.
Right.
So I'm not just clumped in with every magician because, I almost want to call them my competition. It's not the guys that are better than me or funnier than me or better looking. It's the guys that suck. That are and I'm not talking just suck because they don't have the skill of, they don't give magic a good name. They make it cringe.
The energy's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could tell their motives are whack in a sense. And those are my competition, because if I get clumped in with them, no one's going to want to see me.
Right.
Right. It attaches a bad thing. I'll say some of the best magic cannot be learned on YouTube. And to me, the best magic isn't necessarily a trick.
Okay.
It's your ability with people.
Right.
It's your ability to approach. Yeah.
So you had to, if I remember correctly, I saw maybe on your Instagram or something like that, or maybe another interview. like anxiety type situations going on, right? Like still, or does the magic help you push through that?
Oh,
now?
totally. Yeah, 100%. I feel like I could hop in front of any amount of people. Like I could be more nervous on a one-on-one conversation than I am with talking to a group of, hundreds of people in a sense. But, my favorite thing with dealing with strangers that I haven't met, I love when I'm dealing with like hecklers that are throwing like things that aren't textbook, normal, casual things that people say.
Right.
It's almost like a freestyle rapper where like, you give them a hard word and your brain thinks and you come up with something so clutch, for lack of better words.
Right.
But that's one of my favorite things to do is kind of freestyle when I perform for people.
Right. Now, have you coined any of your own tricks today?
I wouldn't say like I've created something from scratch.
Okay.
I've created combinations of tricks.
Okay.
And actually, to take that back, there's a certain deck of cards that I have that I would never hand out to someone. I probably shouldn't even be admitting this, but it's all good.
Right.
It's a deck that I made myself that No the Magician has that allows me to do so many things that No the Magician can do.
Gotcha.
And it, kind of going back to that freestyle, what's great about it, there's no direct route with this trick. Like someone could pick that card and it creates a brand new experience out of this one deck.
Gotcha.
So,
Huh.
I feel like I'll have to use this podcast later when I start selling this.
Right. So there's an economy inside of the magician world then.
Dude, it can get catty.
Yeah?
Like for the longest time, I stayed under the magic radar amongst magicians.
Okay.
And it wasn't until like maybe like 4 years ago that I started like, involving myself at certain magic conventions or magic groups. And, it's... as any kind of collective would be, you got the greats, you got the working ones, and you got the hobbyists, you got the nerds, you got everything in between. But there's some magicians that can be really catty.
Huh.
Yeah, like claws out and all. Like, you do something wrong and they're creating a whole hate forum about you or something.
Oh, gotcha.
So, I don't really involve myself with all thatness. I don't care to. But
is there a magic Reddit?
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
trying to think. No. I mean,
you got subthreads in there.
Well, I get the secrecy thing, right? But there's like... It's just weird that there's a somewhat secret society of people, doing tricks out here.
And it's almost like, dude, we almost speak our own language too.
Yeah.
Me and another magician can talk for a whole hour, and all English. No one will have any clue what we're talking about, but we'll be having breakthroughs in this conversation.
Right.
So there's its own language with magic.
Gotcha.
And I'll tell you what's interesting, man. I could be walking by and just chatting with someone in a new state, and I'll talk to someone, and I'll look at them like, wait, you're a magician, aren't you? Without them saying much. It's like a magi radar kind of thing going on. You can almost
like a Marine might or something like that, or like something. Yeah.
It's like I was bit by a bug, and I can recognize other people bit by the bug.
Right. So let's go back to the biting of the bug, right? Like, how old were you? How does one start?
Man, I think
on this path. It's a different type of path, especially if you're gonna, make it your career, and I mean it's obviously your life, but make it your career.
And that's what's so interesting.
It's a weird place. It's a weird thing to do.
You tell your mom this, and they're like, okay, honey. And it's like, oh, shouldn't you consider like a real job first?
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it did start with the career part. But what was interesting when I look back at life, and I see a lot of signs pointing to being a magician, and I didn't realize that until I was already full time into magic.
Right.
I can think of some of my first memories seeing David Blaine on TV and the way it made me feel.
Right.
I remember being in a bookstore and my dad brought over the first Harry Potter book.
Okay.
And he's like, oh, it's about magic. And I thought he said it taught you magic. And I got so excited. I started reading it 3 chapters in, didn't learn shit.
Right.
But it showed that insane interest to learn magic at a young age.
Right.
Even seeing like the masked magician, the way it would make me feel.
Right.
All these different signs pointing to being a magician. And I didn't choose this magic life. I think this magic life chose me.
Yeah, that's wild. So do you start with? Was it books, or where does it go? Do you have to know a guy? Like,
I think it.
If I was like, just say I was super passionate, like tomorrow, like I want to start doing some magic. I want to be better than Cory, right?
You gotta
say that's a thing, right?
Yeah.
Do you go to, say, the shop that you said down the street, or do you?
It's interesting because you can go to the shop as a complete noob, and they'll start you on the noob path. But let's just say you did your own research and getting your own fundamentals down.
Right.
Then you go to the shop, that same shop.
Yeah.
They'll take you down a different path.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you know this and that? All right. We'll get you on this way.
Right. Okay.
So it's good to get the fundamentals down. And then also obviously knowing a person is a clever shortcut.
Yeah.
They can look at you and be like, "Oh, I remember making that mistake, years and years ago. Don't do that anymore."
Yeah. Truthfully, I'm in no danger of doing that though. It's not going to happen for me. But
stand down.
Yeah. As soon as like watching some of these videos, as soon as I saw, I think it's a pinky break. I saw like a trick,
like
and
a
I was
fake.
like, yeah. Some trick, and he's like, you gotta use your pinky like this to do. And I was like, dude, I'm out.
I mean,
and then you gotta practice that every day.
I can take my whole pinky off. I don't know what the cameras are, but if you,
right?
Yeah, I'll expose this one in a sec. But take a whole pinky off. From the right angle, that looks amazing.
Right.
From the wrong angle, it looks like this.
Right.
But what's so cool is when you know so many different fundamentals and someone will say something. It's almost like someone typing in a keyword on like a Rolodex in a sense. So when you said pinky break, I'm like, wait. I can take my pinky off.
Right, yeah.
When you can customize from a whole wide horizon of different fundamentals, it gives a whole different kind of experience. Being a magician isn't about knowing tricks. Being a magician to me is to be able to make someone feel a certain way.
Right.
I've seen singers, piano players that made me feel like, whoa. To me, they're magicians.
Right.
Yeah. My instrument just happens to be the cards,
Gotcha. So, yeah, magic's everywhere.
It is, man. It really is.
Huh. If you want, I think your headphone might be caught on the table there.
Oh.
Is it? You can pop it over top or any way that helps a little bit. Yeah. I just saw that. I was like, you kind of lean
tied up like Houdini.
Yeah. But yeah. What you said you're going to Vegas. What's going on there?
Yeah,
what's
man.
Going on next?
So there's a favorite magician of mine named Xavier Mortimer.
Okay.
And he's a headline magician. My favorite magic show I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of shows.
Right.
Well, since they shut down his show, he got into social media magic. And since he's been super viral, like getting anywhere from 10 to 100 million views on his videos.
Right.
So I'm going to be going out there training under him to kind of like assist his videos. And, there's other people that do that, like that are making it super viral, and some of it's really tacky.
Okay.
This guy's the only one that's doing it that's opposite of tacky, like
Gotcha.
complete polar opposite of tacky.
Okay. So he's on that David Blaine lane.
Yeah,
what
but for
David
social
Blaine
media,
did then
yeah.
With it was all on TV, maybe some YouTube here and there. I think back then.
Yeah.
But you had to go there.
What's cool about now is like on social media, you can get more hits from a video than what people get on television.
Right.
My other buddy Julius Dean, he's also another famous magician for social media. He just got 1 billion views in 2 weeks.
Okay.
And there's a lot of money in that too.
Yeah.
But it's a certain science. They're not just getting lucky every time. They built a following, but they're also doing things in a certain way for social media to kind of fit that pulse of the algorithm. So me being out there, hopefully I'll learn that pulse.
You pick up on a little bit more.
A little indirect stuff. Yeah.
Kind of expand your reach then.
Yeah.
That's the plan next. Okay.
There might be some ideas that I have that just aren't applicable in like a normal strolling close-up setting. But, if I were to open my horizons to like the online world, that old trick that was not of any use before could now have a use.
Right.
It's almost repurposed in a way that it's best used, I guess.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, Vegas would be cool. Dude, I think the hotels were like $10 a night.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It's cheap right now?
Yeah, just because of the shutdown.
They want somebody to come in, blow their money.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, the flight there was like $40. I'm like, this is an awesome opportunity. I'm definitely taking it.
How long are you going to be out there?
A whole week.
A week? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then got to come back because December is usually one of the biggest months for corporate Christmas parties. Dude, this year.
Okay.
Although it's still like December, I still have things. Compared to other years, man, I was doing like 3-4 gigs a night for 4 or 5 nights a week all throughout December.
December's usually some dough, huh?
Yeah. Well, I was always dating a girl around that time, so like,
gotcha.
Like the next year, I'm like, where did it all go? Oh, yeah.
Right.
And then we'd break up shortly after. Go figure.
Gotcha. Have you ever been with like with a magician lady?
Dude, I haven't, man. So magician ladies out there, you'll be my first.
That's beautiful, though.
It would be interesting.
That would be a beautiful thing.
I don't think I'm going to find that lady out here. I think I'd have to go out to like LA area, Vegas. They're more predominant out there, and they speak the magic language. Out here, there's not many magicians. And I won the Best of the Bay thing, which is pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
But I was also the only contender, so I got first, second, and third.
Nice.
No, I'm kidding. There's other contenders.
It's still a win.
Yeah, a win's a win,
Yeah.
There's some incredible magicians out here. But they don't do the kind of stuff I do. They just stickly strict to like, corporate events.
Okay.
Very high paid. Like they get paid more than me.
Not much street stuff then.
Yeah, they don't go out to the bar for fun and entertain people like the way I do.
Right.
I get this high from just going to a city and going to a random venue and just striking up conversations with strangers.
Right.
Yeah, and it kind of comes down to one of my goals. I want to travel to a brand new city for 30 days and document every single day.
Oh.
Kind of make it like a progression series.
Right.
Maybe have like a goal at the end of it where I sell out a theater at that city in 30 days. And this is pretty much how to do so in 30 days kind of thing,
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I know.
Has anybody done that exactly before? You haven't seen it yet?
The way I even got the idea, I saw it because I'm a nerd. I watch a lot of YouTube channels. I was watching this RuneScape channel.
Okay.
And, you'd see this maxed out account go to like level 3 again. And it's pretty much a start from scratch series. And it was just so cool to see the progression from someone who's a master at the game. And I'm like, well, I could apply that, myself, take everything I know that I've gathered from here, go to a brand new city, and it could be like an informative thing. If you're an accordionist and you watch it, it might be an indirect idea you might get from my my little podcast, or not my podcast, my series.
Yeah, like vlog type situation. Yeah. That'd be beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think how I can help.
I'm trying to grow my Patreon where I get like a giant Patreon and I offer like teaching tricks, for instance. So how does one get into magic? Join my Patreon once a month. You learn a new trick.
Up.
Right? For a monthly, for one Big Mac a month.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's not a bad idea either.
And then once I get the finance and whatnot, which I feel like once I get the right investors and the right plan and those opportunity and preparation, when that meets, that's when the magic's gonna occur. So.
Right. You're out here, dude. You're out here. I really like your energy, and it's consistent too. Every time I've seen you out, I'm like, oh, this Cory. He's out here. Every video I've seen, I'm like, the energy's right.
I'll tell you, man. Yeah. I don't know if it comes down to like me being a Gemini or something. Like besides that, what it is, I feel like there's two sides. There's the magician side of me, and there's Cory. And Cory's just chill, cool dude,
Right.
But the performer, when he comes out, like I walk into a place and it lights up. You know, like literally sometimes my wallet.
Right.
You've seen that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it's funny because when I date girls, it is kind of hard because they might meet the magician, and then then that's not me sometimes.
Right.
Or they might fall in love with Cory and they hate the magician.
Gotcha.
Like we're on an important date. Someone's like, "Hey, can you show us a trick?" I'm like, "Of course."
Yeah.
And she's looking at me like, "You better not."
Yeah. It's that same thing. I'm sure famous people deal with.
That's probably why they're probably.
You're on the path, right? But like, yeah. You're just eating dinner and somebody's like, "Hey, yo."
I get a high from that, man. Like, I don't know how to say no. If someone has to see a trick, there's not many cases where I'm going to say no.
Gotcha. We'll hopefully we can get some.
100%. Oh yeah.
I'm stoked right now. I'm so stoked. But yeah. What are you doing when you're not magicking, right? When you're not practicing, or what are you into?
So, like, if we were to take magic out of the equation entirely, I'm a beast at Sudokus.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like,
I swear to God, I just started playing again.
Yeah.
Last week or the week before? Yeah.
It's one of those things that, like, I look back at life, I remember being in middle school and I was really into hacky sack. And it's not like anyone ever said this to me, but imagine someone saying, "Why are you getting good at hacky sack? How is that going to be relevant in your life?"
Right.
You can never make money doing hacky sack.
Yeah.
You're not doing it for the money, but you're doing it because you enjoy it. But now, to this day, since I still have those skills, so I dropped my brand new iPhone 11 or iPhone 12, whatever.
Right.
No case on it. It drops. I break the fall with my foot.
Right.
Muscle memory.
Yeah.
It's one of those things you get really good at, not knowing the relevance. And then later on, it dawns on you and it makes, it's relevant in your life now,
Right.
So that's the same with Sudokus to me. I don't know what the relevance is yet.
You're into, like, are you into a lot of things that are repetitive in that nature?
Like chess, I like puzzles in a sense. I'm kind of into that stuff. Like, when there's a breakthrough, like, oh, there it is. And it's breakthrough, and then it's like a domino effect.
It opens up the...
So I've never actually looked at it like that, but I could see that.
Yeah, all these things, like, even Sudoku now is just, like, keeping my mind, engaged and, like, in one direction, because I'm a everywhere type of guy in general. But that repetitive nature, like I can only play 2 games back to back, and I'm like, okay, that's enough. You know, most anything with me is like that. I can't do a repetitive. So I admire you in that sense, where you can even sit down to learn a trick for that. You know, the amount of time it takes to do that.
Funny, even going back to Sudoku, I didn't start getting into it till the lockdown happened, and I could have been working out every day. It could have been like learning a new language. I'm like, nope, Sudoku. But what was interesting, kind of going back to nerding out on YouTube and following certain channels, there's a certain channel that I consistently watch nightly, and there's a lot of things I'm learning from their channel that I like. That when I have my own channel with my own concept of my own theme,
right.
You know, I could take bits and pieces from that. Whereas if I never watched that channel, I would have never noticed those details.
Right.
Which
channel is it?
It's called Cracking the Cryptic.
Cracking the Cryptic.
Yeah, it's a Sudoku channel. They have a Patreon. They have, all these daily puzzles. But, like, their system that they have, they're probably banking some good bucks.
Huh.
Not that they're doing it for the bucks, but, it's a lot more motivating.
Right.
When the bucks are, like, raking
I didn't know
in.
there was a Sudoku channel. I didn't know that was the thing that you really need to have, but it's providing value to you. I'm sure they got plenty.
Just watching them. But I'll do something with Magic where, like, I'll just kind of copy and paste the template they got going of some sort. Like certain elements that, like, the consistency. Right. That's one thing that I've always loved about certain channels is when they have something consistent. Every video, you can almost look forward to the intro having the same kind of jingle to it or something, Oh, yeah. So that's all things that, like, if I were to try to just jump at YouTube both feet without any kind of research or anything, it would just be a mess at first.
Gotcha.
So I'm trying to, like, really rake in the structure of what I want my YouTube to kind of carry on as.
Right. Huh. Well, you'll start.
Well, I feel like I should do a little plug. If you guys want to find me on YouTube, it's under Cory Van Valin. Hey,
the links down below.
Links down.
I got you.
Below. There we go.
It might pop up on the screen if I have enough editing time.
Just make it right here, right now.
No, it very well might be, but yeah, it's just interesting. You remember the last when I hit you up like we have to make this happen now was on the Sykes building. That is insanity.
Yeah.
What are you doing, dude?
Dude, that was something else, man. My favorite magic movie is Now You See Me. And that opening scene, man, gives me chills. If anyone's seen the movie Now You See Me, the guy shuffles the card, they name a card, he throws the cards in the air, and on the building is a card. And I'm like, how can I recreate that?
Right.
And then years go by, I never knew how. And then an opportunity came by, and I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I can do that? Someone said yeah, and there we go.
That's insanity, dude.
And it worked out. And, dude, there's so much excess thought process that goes into that versus just doing the trick and filming. Because you got to film it with the right angle, the right frame per second.
Right.
And I've got a team member that thankfully does all of that for me.
Gotcha. Yeah.
He positions me. I'm good at what I do. He's amazing at what he does. And together we film some amazing things.
Gotcha. That's sick, dude. That one was amazing. I was like, God damn it, dude. This has to happen now. Like, I'm pretty sure I hit you up before to do the podcast a ways back. But then I was like, no, this has to happen.
Well, I'll tell you, man, with that video, I was going to say that didn't get nearly as many views as I projected it to.
Right.
I'm going to tell you the elements that I think could have made it exponentially larger.
Right.
For one, the way we filmed it, it was horizontal. So imagine when you're scrolling through Facebook.
Yeah.
You have like this big of a video going by.
Right.
Now, if I were to film vertically, like with an iPhone,
right.
that video takes up your whole screen. So to scroll past it, it takes 2 or 3 more seconds to get past it. So if you can hook them,
are you on the TikTok?
I have a TikTok. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got. I
feel like that's a move right there too.
Yeah.
That's a big move right now.
Yeah. I mean, especially
just the exposure. If it's good, it just goes.
I've got one viral thing on TikTok that's like up in the 800,000s. I think it's because TikTok was just trying to throw me a bone.
Okay.
To kind of get me like addicted.
Right. Yeah.
So the first video is like, oh, we're going to give you 1 million views. I'm like, all right, this is cool. Keep posting like 200 here, 200 here.
Right.
Like, where's that 1 million view thing happening?
Yeah.
Like, I see you trying to tempt me with that.
Yeah. They gave you a little crack. And then they gave you no more crack.
Yeah, no more crack, man. I can stop whenever I want.
Yeah.
But, it's cool what my other buddies that are doing that are viral. Like, they hit all the social media platforms, but they repurpose them. So the Facebook one will be the 3-minute video.
Right.
The Instagram thing will be the 60-second one. The TikTok might be the 30 of the same clip.
Gotcha.
So you can take a compilation and put that on Facebook, but then break up the compilation pieces on Instagram and get the most bang for your buck out of all your content.
Huh.
Another cool idea for anyone that's uploading videos. Dude, I'll tell you, having captions goes a long way.
Does it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Dude, imagine the people in the toilet that are scrolling.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they don't have the volume
it works.
on. And if you have that thumbnail that's captivating,
right,
dude, you're hooking the audience.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if you can get them on like longer than like a certain amount of seconds, then Facebook will do its own like algorithm kind of helping it push further.
Yeah. I think about it, but it's just a lot. It's a lot of work, dude. It's already so much work in all this right now.
Yeah.
But I'll be teaming up with Forward Thinkers to start getting someone else to edit this shit because it's a task.
Yeah, man.
If I could just do this part and then upload it,
Yeah.
and then someone else takes care of it, that's the move. So,
I'll say, there's a power in having a team.
Yeah.
You know, the synergy amongst people, you know, especially the guy that I was referring to, my film guy, when we talk ideas, it's almost like we're talking psychically. Like we know exactly where the other person's going and knowing how to respond. It's like two minds are greater than one, or, you know.
Are they magic in the magic game too?
No, this guy's not, but he's been in the like really good business industry. So where I lack in business stuff, he makes up for because he's done a lot of, you know, the boxing industry, and a lot of big things. So
okay,
yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah, that works. Does he know the secrets?
Yeah, dude. He's filmed a lot of my stuff to the point he's got so many bloopers from me that if I ever do him wrong,
yeah,
he'll have like a straight documentary of like straight blackmail.
He's got you.
He's got
you pinned.
So many things.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's wild. So he's back there with his camera and he's like, oh, I think I know what happened there. That's cool.
And I have to tell him because, like, you know, when it comes to filming, this is my biggest pet peeve when I have people on the streets filming me, which is totally fine. I love when people film me. Like, they won't catch it. On their film. But what I hate is when I do this trick and that person I'm doing to, let's say it's an attractive female, right?
Right.
She's freed up the biggest smile on her face and they're recording me.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing?
You're missing the, yeah.
Like, I've seen this trick before, you know? Like,
right.
Or they'll zoom in on the hand or something like that.
Gotcha.
I'm like, yo, I'll like usually yank the wrist and like get it at their face. Like,
Right.
You know?
Yeah. The face is way more.
That's the magic, you know. The trick's a trick, but the real magic is when you get to see someone, you know, express. I've even kind of like gathered from Zoom, you know, what we love is we love shared emotions. So let's say, you know, if I blew your mind, and then you're around other people, but you know that their mind is blown too. It feels like a very collective kind of emotion.
Right.
You know, when you take away that via like Zoom, let's say you like pin me and it's just me. I've noticed there's like a disconnect while performing on Zoom. And it's not just because it's through the screen, but then when I put it on gallery mode where you could see and hear everyone's reactions, it feels just as good.
No, it's more of a community situation there instead of a pure performance, I guess. Yeah. I am curious how these shows started. So you get good enough because you have your own shows. Not just corporate events and whatnot. You book out clubs.
I got a headline stage show that I've been doing. Last one was in June. Before that, I have one. It used to be every 3 months.
Okay.
And it's a dirty adult rated 18 of that magic show. It's very fun sell. You know,
yeah.
You know, where people think of magic is well, it's for kids. I'm like, no, this is dirty.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I'm taking my wife. You know?
Yeah. No, we're going deep. So
it's a great show.
You pull like the comedic, like almost a comedic type
100%.
situation. Okay.
Very choreographed. You know, I have the music, the lighting, all to a T. Where, you know, if I'm booked at a house party and I'm doing a show for everyone at a house party, you know, I'm getting out of the car thinking, probably should have thought what I'm going to do.
Right.
But I trust so much that I could freestyle so well with the material that I've done so many times. But the stage is very structured in a way to kind of like tell a story.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to make it out the line.
100%.
Do you have any?
Nothing. I'm waiting this year out.
Lockdown right now?
2021. I'm going to be shooting for Stage Works Theater and Snappers Comedy Club.
One more time.
Snappers out in Palm Harbor. Okay. Comedy Club. And then we got Stage Works Theater, which is out in Channel Side.
Okay. Sick.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And it's going to be revamped. I've had a whole year to get better, so.
Gotcha.
You know, there'll be more Sudokus in my stage show.
You got Sudoku incorporated in your show?
I was kind of kidding, but like I probably could.
You should try to figure out a way?
Yeah.
Huh.
If I can like make a... My cool thing with tricks, I don't like doing a trick unless I have a good pattern with it. Whether the pattern is a really good joke, a really good message, or a really good story.
Okay.
So I don't just do a trick just to do a trick. Like, you know, oh, here's one coin, here's 2 coins. Like, yeah, that's cool to see, but like, why? If I don't have a why, I wouldn't be showing it, you know?
Okay. Huh.
That's what it really comes down to. I really think, what makes me a good magician is the way it makes people feel. Not so much what they see. There's that quote, people will remember, they might not remember what you said or what you did, but they'll remember how you made them feel.
Absolutely.
So that's the one thing I always want people leaving with. For instance, I'll just do a joke. Let's do it in the form of a trick, actually.
Right. Oh, it's trick time?
Yeah, we'll do it.
I'm a child over here, dude. I was like...
So, imagine I got a deck of cards here.
Okay.
And they're facing you.
Okay.
And I grab, let's say, this one. You know which one this is, right? In your mind, can you imagine one?
Yeah.
And then I take it, and then I just flip it over, stick it back in.
Right.
And I square it up, and then I put it in my hand here.
Okay.
What was that card you just imagined?
I tell you, 6 of diamonds.
See, if you notice, there's only one card in here. That is the other way.
Come on, dude.
The 6 of diamonds. What?
Fuck.
What's crazy is...
What the fuck? How, dude?
Well, they're voice activated. It's the 5G network.
That's... oh, wow. That's some
What's
new
crazy is check your back pocket.
No, don't do that. Don't do that right now.
I'm totally kidding. That would have been so cool. I'm totally kidding.
God damn it, he got me.
But that feeling you had for that split second,
Yeah.
dude, that feeling was real.
Yeah.
I think when I say that joke a lot, people remember that feeling. They forget that I was kidding.
Right.
And it's something that carries along with them.
Yeah.
So that's like one of my little life hacks, I guess, that I've been doing for the rest of my entire career.
Right.
There's been times where people have selective memory where I'll do a trick for someone and they'll instantly start telling their friend who just walked up in front of me the trick that I just did. And they'll describe it away. I'm like, I didn't do that. There's no way to do what he just described.
Right.
But I'm not going to correct him because that sounds dope as shit.
Just let the legend let the legend build.
And I think it comes down to they're not describing what they saw, but they're describing what they felt.
Yeah.
So
see, it's wild because I'm a super inquisitive, curious guy in general, right? So even as you said that in your back pocket, I was like, damn it, when he walked in the door, was he behind me? Was he in, like, you know?
Damn, this guy set up that heavy.
Yeah, that's amazing. Damn, son, dude, I want to now. It might be worth it. It might be worth it to get, start playing around with it.
Well, and that's where YouTube just try to learn some fundamentals.
Yeah.
And the coolest thing is finding your style.
Yeah.
That is probably one of the hard things about when you watch YouTube because you almost want to mirror their pattern, mirror their rhythm.
Right.
But you got to find the you inside the performance.
Right.
So for me, I'm very sarcastic. I got cheesy jokes for days.
I seen them.
Yeah.
I seen them, and I'm not a dad joke type of guy. I don't like him that much, but I was like, shit, dude, he's get me though. He's got me.
See, when I say a dad joke, you can tell because it's apparent. I know.
It hurts me.
I'm so much.
It hurts me every time. But
and it all goes downhill too.
See, if you did it with the trick though, I would be in.
Let's do one more fun trick. This one's a lot of fun.
Okay.
And I'll just kind of get into the story of what I love about this. This is typically one of the tricks I open up with. So when I go up to people and they see my personality and tell them I'm a magician, and I'm making them laugh before I do any trick.
Right.
They're thinking to themselves, is he really a magician or just a comedian pretending to be a magician?
Right.
So would you be impressed if all these cards vanished?
Of course.
Yeah, me too. I'm just taking notes. So I got to learn that one day.
Right.
Maybe I'll YouTube it one day.
Right.
Let's see. Now you see it. Now you don't. I did that to a kid's Pokemon cards. He was not impressed. He freaked out.
So Pokemon cards?
Yeah. He was
so you're taking his...
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I felt so bad. I couldn't bring him back either, so terrible. Name a number 1 through 9.
4.
4. Do you want to do diamonds or clubs?
Let's do clubs.
So if I did this right, my hand's got to be that 4 clubs.
Come on, dude.
And the craziest part is, underneath the box now should be a good distraction. That would have been great.
He got me. He got me.
The idea with magic, too, you set patterns.
Right.
Right now, so next time I make a thing that might seem like a joke,
okay,
it's like, oh, he's just kidding. I'll actually do it.
Gotcha.
So the idea is to add elements of surprise, catch you off guard in that sense, and lead you on this path of expectation, and then just take a whole different path.
Right. Huh. You got my wheels turning right now, man. It sucks because I have to know things. I'm one of those guys. I should have been, if I was more gifted in certain ways, I should have been like an engineer or like a scientist or something in that where it's like you have to figure it out, right? That's where my brain goes. and this. I'm mad. I'm mad.
Probably frustrated.
Yeah. Very frustrated.
You should be frustrated more often because you look like you're having a good time.
Yeah. It's the best frustration, I'd say. I can't say there's anyone better right now. It frustrated me.
And it does go to show, there's a lot of times where, I always think magic's like a cool metaphor. It's this idea that, let's say someone thought this would be impossible, but then they see it right in front of them happen right before their eyes. In a sense, they could almost reconsider a lot of other things that they thought was impossible.
Right.
If you write off a goal right off the bat, where it's like, oh, I can't afford that, versus saying to your brain, how can I afford that?
Right.
From Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it really comes down to, allowing your brain to come up with a new solution in a sense.
Right.
So I almost think of the same thing with magic tricks. Like, let's say I want to accomplish getting a quarter into a bottle. Well, that's probably easy. I don't know. Something really unique, like getting your sign card inside of here, and it's all sealed.
Okay.
Like right off the bat, I wouldn't know an answer. But if I ask my brain, how would I do that? I bet you on the drive home, like a eureka moment, it'll just hit me.
Yeah.
Or I'll be in a conversation with someone, and someone completely irrelevant, like someone that has nothing to do with all this, just says something, and my brain will like connect the dots.
Gotcha. So you're not even just working through the problem, from A to B.
Yeah.
On the ride home or whatever. You're not. How do I? And then this, and then you're not doing that.
Yeah.
It's just a thought, and then like it'll just come to you.
Yeah,
type
it's almost
situation?
like imagine seeing a movie where it starts with the end,
Right.
and then it like backtracks to the beginning,
Right.
and then you find and then it like finds its way to the end. So I start with the end in mind, and then I forget about the how, and I just kind of let it take its course. And I do the same with goals, all thatness.
Yeah. Damn it, son. Got me inspired over here.
Hey, there we go.
I like it. I'm glad you came through today.
100%.
Yeah. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, man. What's with the tie too?
Oh, dude, this thing it's incredible.
Is that the same? Is that the same one?
I've had two of my whole lifetime. The other one was like a broken mirror. It's like 7 years of good luck, I think the receipt said. But what I love about this is when I wear it, it's like an instant icebreaker, like a tiebreaker kind of thing.
Right.
I don't know why I used that reference, but I'm still on the pun part right now.
Right.
But I've had girls that have come up to me like, "Oh my god, that's a good looking tie." I'm like, "It's because you're in it." So smooth.
Oh,
right?
boom. You're
So
in there,
smooth.
dude.
It lights up at night, dude. Like this thing it's a good conversation starter in the sense that, let's say I walk into a building wearing this and maybe like a red jacket. When I walk in the building, everyone in that building can distinctly see me walk in that building. Let's say I go to the bartender, start chatting with her for a bit, and then eventually I go up to that table that saw me maybe 10 minutes prior. When I introduce myself to them, it's not like a strange face out of nowhere. It's almost like they've already known me. They've already had a conscious thought about me. So
You're already in their head, man.
yeah, right? It's like they're like, I can see myself in you. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, more puns.
Yeah.
More puns. But I've always wanted to write an ebook on the art of approach. And during this quarantine, I totally could have, but I got good at Sudokus instead.
It's like that sometimes. Yeah.
And maybe it's because like, if I were to have done it, I would have been forcing it. Versus like, maybe there is one element that I still need to know before I write this ebook thing.
Right.
But there is a science to going up to people, and that's one of the biggest sciences that I've come to know as a magician, is how to go up to a complete group of strangers and make them feel entirely comfortable with
Right.
it.
I don't know how you do it. That's not my lane at all. That's not my lane at all, dude.
Well, you could probably have like a certain vibe that has people come up to you.
Right.
Unless, you got a hood on. That's like, don't come over here.
Yeah.
But I can see your personality. You got something where people
People like me once they meet me.
Yeah.
But to do, especially what you do, to come up to some strangers at a restaurant while they're eating, or like finishing some drinks or something like that, and be like, hey, you want to check this out?
My line that I use is, I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but they paid me to interrupt you guys. I'm like, I'm the magician. Don't worry. Here, check this out.
Yeah. You kind of steamroll them a little bit.
Yeah. There's even part of the science to approaching people. Obviously, approximate proximity is important. If you're too close, they're going to want to push you away. If you're too far away, it's easier for them to shoo you away.
Right.
But also, you want to be able to space out that first line, because if I just go up to them and says, hey, do you want to see some magic? They can say, hey, no.
Yeah.
But if I said, hey guys, I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but they paid. I've already taken 7 precious seconds of their time.
Right.
And now they're interested. And by the time I get to the point I'm the magician, they're already invested. They're gonna say yeah.
Gotcha.
You know?
Are these paid gigs or are these just
Yeah,
just for fun
a lot of them
sometimes?
are, but like so if I used to do restaurant where I'd go up table to table, or if I do strolling magic at like a cocktail hour kind of thing.
Right.
But then when I do bar stuff, that's where I usually have them come up to me. I'll bust up my fire wallet, or I'll start with the bartender, and once a bartender freaks out, it just trickles out to everyone that's there.
Because they're on the stage with you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Well, the stage could just be like the venue, like the downtown St. Peter normal bar,
Right.
where I'm just sitting there drinking casually with someone, and once I get the attention of one good group, it's like a wildfire.
Yeah.
It starts spreading of attention.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah. Fire. What's the word? Or the phrase?
Spreads. No.
The best way to. Something about a crowd. I can't remember now.
That's what a starter crowd is with a crowd?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
That's the one. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I don't do the stuff like buskers. So if you go to Clearwater Beach, you see all those like the drummers with a bucket.
Right.
We got the buckets for tips, but then you got the jugglers, and you got even magicians out there, but they have this rope circle of this big crowd.
Right.
I don't do any of that. It's never really resonated with me in the sense that like it's not as I can't connect with them.
Okay.
When I'm performing for people, I really want to like look at each person and be able to say a word to each one where I'm conversing with each person.
Right.
And I'm also one of those guys that I never ask for tips. I'll always accept it. Like
Right.
I'll gratefully accept it all the time. I've accepted a tip from a homeless guy.
Right.
like because I didn't want to neglect him the gift of giving.
Right.
But I want to make sure when I'm approaching people, my intentions are totally clear. That I'm here to give you guys value, and I don't want anything in return.
Right.
And I think people really sense that. Versus if you're going up to them, it's like, all right, I'm gonna perform, but my hat's gonna be tipped afterwards.
Right.
People can smell that, they can sense that, and I want to avoid that entirely. I want to make it sure that my intentions are totally pure. Performing.
Have you ever tried it?
Yeah, way back in the past.
Try
the
okay.
busking.
In your I guess in your journey.
Yeah, in the beginning, and because that was like the train of thought. Magician, okay, go to Clearwater Beach, be a busker.
Right.
And it just would never work. So I'm thinking maybe this magic thing isn't cut out for me.
Right.
This is when I was like 18.
Gotcha. Did you have some good tricks under your belt then too?
Yeah, but my delivery sucked.
Okay.
Delivery was horrible. I cringe at videos.
Yeah.
Like even like 4 years ago is when I'm finally good with it.
Gotcha.
I was watching clips from 4 years ago. I'm like, okay, good rhythm, good pacing, good tricks, good style. Any year prior to 4 years, I'm wearing the most ridiculous, oversized dress shirts, and it's horrible. I want to do a Twitch thing where I watch my old videos and cringe.
Yeah. That's fun. That's fun.
Repurpose old content.
Oh yeah. You got me thinking now. You got my gears turning.
Yeah.
I do want to know some more, I guess, biographical things about you, because it to me it'll like maybe cinch the two together, because it's like I don't know, you're amazing, but it's like, okay, it wasn't always right. It wasn't always like this.
Well, what was cool is I thought I was the shit. Like every year, I thought I was head honcho. And that was probably good also. I told you how I was under the radar.
Right.
So I was just, finding my own path. I wasn't trying to be like anyone. But, in the beginning of anything, you kind of have to have a level of ignorance.
Yeah.
Or like you just to not see how bad you are, just so that you can get through the things that you need to get through.
Yeah, you'd never keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You'd never keep going if you knew.
That's why it's hard to get into like certain things when you're older, because like you don't have that naiveness in a sense.
Right.
But you also got to think, what are my intentions of doing it? Are my intentions to be the best, or are my intentions because I enjoy it?
Right.
That's why it's always important. You got to enjoy it, because you're gonna come across failures. You're gonna come across brick walls. That's to be inevitable.
Right.
But when you enjoy it, you don't care. You just naturally come over it. No.
Hell yeah. You're a bad man, dude. You're a bad man.
It's funny. I take like all the audiobooks and podcasts and things I've heard, and I just funnel it right through and apply like a magic coating on it.
Yeah. It sounds like you keep it. That's what's wild to me, is because I'm a learner of the same sort, right? But the positivity isn't always there for me. I think there's probably a lot of things I could change in my life that would make it a little easier, right? Maybe a little exercise or something.
Yeah.
But yes, it doesn't come easy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's cool too. Is I've had so many experiences where like in the hardest and roughest of times, things will just pop into existence, like without like any warning sign, any tell like signs coming up. Like it would just pop into it, and it's happened in such a way that I always have faith that, you know, that moment could happen any moment, you know. And I always kind of like I almost see things in a, not in a physical way, but it almost feels like I see it in a physical way. It's like the amount of energy I put out. Like it's almost like if I deposit energy out here and I spread the energy over here, you know, it's almost like I could see the energy out and I could see it kind of come back in certain ways, which this year was very weird because normally I like being out and about spreading energy. I had to pivot and refocus my energy, you know, inwards for myself, online a little bit more. But I get the most when I'm out and about, you know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Have you had the chance to kind of be out? I mean, masks on and whatnot,
100%, yeah.
But you're still getting the, I guess the super stranger aspect.
Yeah. It's, you know, a different mentality than last year. Obviously, like I have to, you know, be considerate and all thatness, but I still get to go out and about. But what I think of too is like the other people that would have also been out and about that could have changed my life. Maybe today's the day they decided to stay in. Right. You know, so it's kind of hard to let things work out naturally when nothing feels natural right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are you a spiritual guy at all?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Which lane?
You know, it's
which
more
flavor.
it's almost like I feel like I haven't came up with a word for it. Like it's my own kind of ideas of it all. How deep does your podcast get? Like,
however deep. I'm with any sort of conversation.
I mean, I've done DMT in the past where like that's shown me some.
Yeah.
Have you heard of it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was listening to Joe Rogan when you were on the way in. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to that Chappelle one with Joe Rogan on the way in. I've heard about DMT.
Yeah.
That's not for me. I know that. Yeah.
I've gotten a big sense of harmony, you know, and I feel like my conscious mind is merely just a passenger on a boat. It kind of feels like, you know, where my subconscious mind is like the captain of the boat.
Okay.
So like my conscious mind can be like, all right, I want to go to that island. And, you know, I can talk to my subconscious all day.
Right.
But it's hard for the subconscious to talk back to the passenger. So let's say I'm like, all right, I want to go to the island. And then captain's like, all right, steering you on the island.
Right.
Well, let's say the island's right in front of you. Like, you know, maybe, you know, a mile or so ahead of you. And the captain goes left. Like, what's he doing? You know, best route from A to B is a straight line.
Right.
The captain's like, nah, man, there's rocks, there's current, the mermaids,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Like, this is the way of the current. You know, I kind of have the sense that, like, when you trust your captain, you'll wake up one day, you'll be on the island forgetting how you got there. You met so many interesting people on the path. But what ends up happening is people doubt themselves, they doubt the captain. And when they lose sight of the island, they'll give up and then they'll settle for something smaller.
Right.
You know, I think it does come down to like my spiritualism just comes down to the fact that I know I could speak to my subconscious or my higher self in that sense. And I trust that he can hear me. Now, whether I see the results right away, I got to also trust that it doesn't show itself right away like that. So I got to trust the path, you know?
Oh, man.
Good, Steve.
I like that. I'm not much of a spiritual cat anymore, I guess. We won't go all the way in, right? But that analogy is that was perfect for me.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Well, it's the mind.
Yeah.
You know, the mind is so cool. You know.
Yeah.
And it's almost like our mind. Imagine like an iPhone 12. You know, and we just use it as a coaster.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
We don't even know what it's capable of. We're just using it as a coaster.
Yeah.
So anything that I can expand my mind on, you know, use more of its capabilities, like. I won't say like I believe in like mind reading in the sense that I can just do it. I can make it appear,
right?
Like, and we will do it on the podcast. It'll be epic,
man.
But it'll appear like I can mind read, but I don't believe in that kind of mind reading.
Okay.
The kind of mind reading I have is like when you're just vibing with someone so well. Like let's say you know you have a girlfriend that you're so close with, and you just think of her out of the blue, about to text her, and then ding at the same time.
Yeah.
That's the connectiveness, whatever you want to call it. I kind of clump it all in the same. I believe in that. You know, I believe that there is more.
Something's going on here.
Yeah.
That's what I like to say.
Yeah.
Something's going on here.
Yeah.
It ain't just this.
Granted, don't base any of that on my trick because my trick's gonna be a trick.
Yeah.
You know, don't create a whole religion like, oh, he found something out.
Yeah.
He's the one.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
you could start a good cult. There's some good cults out here, you know.
Cult 45.
Yeah. My man. I should have texted you before. as well. I didn't know you were a drinker at all. Usually I have some things and libations and whatnot, but
Oh, good.
not today. Next time.
On air, I'll say I'm not a drinker.
Okay.
Right, currently for a couple more weeks. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
But off cam, you know.
Yeah. Good deal. Yeah. Let me. I'm gonna pop. In fact, I forgot to bring the water in here before we started.
Okay.
If you want to talk to the folks,
Yeah.
Camera here, camera there.
Epic.
While I'm gone, that'll be
Start
just a
talking some
second.
cult thing. No,
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I won't do you guys dirty like that.
Kneel before. Yeah.
So speaking some hypnotic thing into it. Oh, I guess this is time for a good shameless plug. You guys are on Instagram. You can find me at Chris Angel Sucks. And I'm not even kidding. If you type in Chris Angel Sucks, that's my video only account. And that links to my main account, which is at Cory Van Valin. Hopefully I'll be streaming on Twitch. So you can find that at Tampa Magic. Follow the YouTube at Cory Van Valin. I got some cool videos. I did magic for Mac Miller. Did magic for a bunch of different athletes, celebrities. I think we were even talking about Andrew.
Yeah, you
Andrew
gotta tell me about the Mac Miller thing, and also why does Chris Angel suck?
No, he doesn't. He does suck a little bit. It's just more of a joke. It's one of those things that when I say it to people, we almost can get along instantly because they're like, I thought so too.
Right.
Even though I don't really think that bad about him, but I used to kind of hate on how he used to use actors and stooges and people in on it.
Okay.
But now a lot of my friends are doing that, and I still support my friends. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah. You can't pick and choose like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The other cool thing with the username is it's easy to find. So if I were to say it on the radio, say, hey, find me at Cory Van Valin. That could be misspelled so many ways.
Yeah.
And the other cool thing about the Chris Angel Sucks, I try to keep it more local based. So, like my main account, I have like even from the Andrew Schultz thing I will talk about in a moment, I gained probably about like 900, 1,000 followers from that.
Gotcha.
But those are people from all over the world, of the country. So when I'm doing a stage show, I can't, DM these guys and be like, hey, do you want to come to my show in Tampa?
Right.
But that's where the Chris Angel Sucks one is kind of primarily all people in this area.
Okay.
Funnels everyone like that.
Gotcha. You're on two levels.
A little marketing thing.
Yeah, you did a little that's a multi-level scheme there. Yeah.
Well, this account, you won't get spammed by me.
Right. How the Mac Miller situation, dude?
Yeah.
Like, first, where'd you meet him at?
So this was out in St. Pete.
Okay.
I used to have a weekly venue that I worked out as a magician every Friday and Saturday at Club Detroit, which was right next to Janice Live.
Okay.
And normally at the shows, I would have backstage access to all the concerts.
Okay.
This one of the guys.
So it's connected in the back?
In the
somewhere?
back, yeah, you'd have backstage access to it.
Gotcha. Okay.
This one time, the guy's like, I don't care who you are, you're not allowed back here.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, well, that's hit number one. After the show, I'm kind of bummed out. I'm telling like some bouncer at another place. I'm like, yeah, man, I wish I met him. He's like, well, you didn't hear it from me. Mac Miller's upstairs at Club Detroit in the VIP room.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm like, no way. So I go, I see my photographer friend. I'm like, yo, man, Mac Miller's upstairs. He's like, I know, but they're not letting anyone up there. That's hit number two. But the idea is, you can't let it get to you.
Right.
I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to go for it. And I just went up the stairs. Security didn't stop me. Now, I walk upstairs and there he is. Okay. And when I say it like that, like, dude, he had a certain presence, a demeanor, like, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Like seeing him in the flesh, and just something about it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. But
I know that feeling, especially the first time I saw Tiger Woods. I was like, yo, like just something's godlike or something, but something's going, something's here.
Like an esque.
Yeah, there's something. The room smells different now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking to myself, well, there he is. I could just go up to him and say, do you want to see magic? But then he could just say no, and then that's 3 strikes, I'm out.
Right,
know?
yeah.
So what I did was, I saw this lady that was kind of sitting near me. I lit up my fire wallet. She screamed like, oh my God. I'm like, oh, I'm the magician. I started showing her magic. Her friends started coming. They start watching it. They're screaming like, what the fuck?
Right.
I see him turn around and look and glance over. I'm like, hey, do you want to see some of this? Making it seem like it's his idea.
Right.
Let me show you something. As if like, I'll do you the favor.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Next thing you know.
I got you, Mac. No problem, bro.
Oh, what's your name again?
Yeah.
So I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm getting to the point, like, he's reacting so good, and then it terrifies me, because my phone's dead, and I have no way to prove this to anyone. And that's when I look up, my photographer friend,
Okay.
captures all these amazing photos of Mac, like, just reacting, smiling so hard.
Right.
And that was kind of one of the first defining moments where people started taking me seriously.
Okay.
When I was like 20-ish, 19, 20, I'd see kids from high school. They're like, oh, what are you up to? I'm like, I'm a magician now. They're like, no, what are you really up to? I'm like, I'm a fucking magician now. Like, when they saw that, like, oh, shit, we've known way back when.
Yeah. Now it's changed a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I get that. I get that. Do you grow up in Tampa?
Yeah.
Area? Okay.
Oldsmar. Yeah.
Okay.
And then Tampa, St. Pete, those are like my main areas that I hit up for performing.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm just curious, man. I'm a curious motherfucker. I gotta know.
And that's for, dude, if I stayed in my hometown, dude, and like I said, by the time I was 21, I was already doing venues out in Tampa and St. Pete. I came back to my hometown venue to hit up some bars at my age. And a lot of the people, they just never left.
Okay.
And if I never left, I never would have done anything.
Right.
There's nothing good that would have came out of my hometown.
Gotcha. Have you done a good bit of traveling too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shows, corporate gigs and stuff like
corporate.
that?
I've been flying out to Vegas, San Diego for like certain gigs that have been amazing. But then I've done a lot of trips just for trips.
Okay.
Cross country road trips, Cuba, New York.
You did some magic in Cuba?
Yeah, man.
Get the fuck out of here.
2 years ago today, I was in Cuba.
That's sick.
I got flown out there to work with the Julius Dean guy I was telling you about.
Okay.
Famous magician online. I was his consultant. So I'm like, helping him set up tricks, handing him tricks, kind of advising a little bit how to do things, giving my input. And like those videos are like well over millions of views right now, which is pretty cool.
That's wild. The community behind it. That's weird. That's wild. That.
And even
I mean, you get paid by these guys? Or,
for that one, he just covered all my expenses.
Okay.
So that one,
That's
and like,
pay. That's
yeah,
pay.
and since then he flew me out to LA for a big thing, and then Vegas where he was working a red carpet event for it's like a grand opening of a new nightclub.
Okay.
And they have like Cardi B there, G-Eazy, and we're doing magic for all these people, like all these celebrities. And the only thing that sucked about the trip was I don't know I'm gonna top it yet.
Gotcha.
Like that trip was so good that like I don't know yet how that's gonna be better.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you have a few things like that you like? Do you have any tricks that you're working on in your head? That maybe huge situations or like a.
No, not yet.
No?
No, I think after going out to Vegas, meeting up with this guy Xavier, which he does nothing but huge things.
Okay.
I feel like some of his mentality is gonna rub off on me in a sense.
Right.
Where like my mind will start gearing in that kind of train. So I have notebooks and galore of ideas of things that I might not ever do or some things that aren't ready yet. But I think once I link up with him, some of those notes will start making sense of how I can accomplish them.
Okay, gotcha. So you got some things that
Yeah, the back burner, like way back burner.
Right.
Nothing I could even think of off the top of my head.
Gotcha. Is it just because you can't do it yet, or is it?
Yeah.
Or is it the possibility? Because I imagine there's something you have to like. There's a way that you have to kind of manifest it into how it's done.
And then there's resources where I'm like thinking to myself, well, that would suck to come up with everything that's needed and then just not have access to the resource.
Right.
But also like I'm thinking priority for like my mental RAM memory space that I have.
Okay.
Where like I always think of like what's urgent. I want to have everything listed, but what's urgent, what's important. And thinking of like the next big trick hasn't been that yet. But there'll be a time and place for that.
Yeah. One day.
Yeah.
Do you have any certain goals that you want to hit?
Yeah. I mean, that whole travel to new city thing will be huge.
Yeah.
Building Twitch following is going to be huge. YouTube as well. But the idea of building all that is more the idea of building a following from people that I wouldn't normally meet on the street.
Gotcha.
I got a pretty decent following from everyone I've met around town, but I want to expand that to people that I might not ever meet in person.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, this is your life then.
Yeah, it's like once you're bit by that bug,
Yeah. There's not many people that probably fall out then. After you get to a certain point, it just.
There's people that lose interest in magic, but I don't think they were bit by the bug in the sense that like I think someone. Remember I was talking about you could be a magician by being a great singer,
right?
But I think there's people that know countless tricks that I wouldn't even deem a magician.
Right.
They might call themselves a magician, but like to me, I'm like, that's not a magician. A magician is someone that loves the art of it, loves the feeling it gives, that lives that magical life in a sense.
Yeah. I always acknowledge it to, I'd never call myself a photographer because I don't think about it in the shower.
Yeah.
You know,
well, if you think about
the things,
think about in the shower, you can call yourself something else.
yeah, game. But if it's not in there all the time, or it's not bouncing around in your head all the time, then that's probably not your thing.
I get nightmares about magic where the nightmares where it's all it is the tricks won't work, but it's happening to people I really want to meet. And it's consistent, man. Like, I've never had once where my magic works in my dreams. And I don't know like any dream analysis or anything like that. It's never worked.
So your magic doesn't work in your dreams?
No, I don't know why.
That's the place it should work the best, I know, probably, right?
It's like you can't fool yourself, Cory.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. I wonder if other people, like other magicians, have that too or not.
You got to ask around now.
Yeah.
You got to report back. You got to let the folks know. That's a strange thing there.
Is any dream analysis people out there like, let me know what you think that means. I'm curious.
Never once. Like,
not once. And it's always like this,
not even a simple trick.
Not even. Yeah, man. Dude, that's the worst part. It's the simple ones. The ones I can do in my sleep, but not literally.
I feel like I can make a card disappear in my dream. I feel like I can do that.
I don't think I've ever tried it. I guess. It's normally...
You might want to go lucid on it, man.
Yeah.
You might want to figure out the lucid situation.
Yeah, I've done lucid dreaming before, but normally it's like flying around and like, I've had sleep paralysis. That's interesting. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Never had it.
You've heard from a lot of people it's very terrifying, and it can be because it's so foreign of a feeling.
Right.
But like I've kind of embraced it to the point where like when it happens with a guy, just let go and it'll go through whatever happens.
Is it something that happens often too? Or
it hasn't happened lately, but it used to happen often.
Huh.
Yeah. But
you were kind of chill with it?
Yeah. I got pretty used to it.
Huh.
And it would literally feel like there's someone like walking in my room, and I'm just like, oh, I'd love to see who that is. Oh, can't. Well, shit.
Huh. Yeah, you're wired different. That just kind of reminds me of like a buried alive type of trick. You probably be comfortable with being buried alive, I'm sure, right?
I don't know about that.
You don't know about that one? There's some stuff you're like, nah, that's not for me.
Like anything water-wise. Like, dude, I heard this story, and it was like, this is like what my biggest fears would be, like a boat like sank, and then like went down under, and there was a guy in it, and there was like a pocket of air, and he was there for like 3 days, limited air, but you could imagine how pitch dark it is.
Yeah.
And then the idea of like, you're not dead, or are you? Like,
Yeah.
And then a diver went down and eventually found it 3 days later.
Right.
But you don't know if help's on its way.
Right. And you only got whatever pocket of air in there. That's weird.
Dude, like I've done like sleep, what do you call them, those things? Float tanks? Yeah, sensory deprivation tanks. And that's epic for like an hour. But I know if I really wanted to stand up and get out, I could.
Right.
Dude, like that would be my fear. It's like,
huh.
So there's certain things that like if I'm out in the ocean, not on a cruise, I don't know. I'm not too much of a boat fan.
You're not a boat guy.
I'm like in the middle of like the ocean. I can't see anything at any distance. Like
right.
I'm like, nah. I like seeing my way back home. Like,
yeah, that's strange to hear. Like a fear from a magician.
Yeah,
you wouldn't think.
I mean, I can get in front of an audience.
I just assumed in front of you, like, nah, dude, you'd be cool with getting buried alive, but like, yeah, that's
buried alive probably wouldn't be. No, that'd probably still be pretty bad. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Like really thinking about it. Like, what are the elements that makes it fearful? Like, almost like, I mean, if there's a team of people around that can, dig me out, like that's fine.
Of course, but still,
that moment of, what would you call it? Like that in between state, like where you're alive, you can't live, and then but you're not dead, but like you can't like kill yourself. So you're in this like purgatory kind of state.
Yeah,
that I think terrifies.
You don't like that? Huh.
Yeah.
I know it. I mean, I'm just a regular Joe, and that terrifies. I'm pretty sure it terrifies most people. Yeah.
Well, how are you
just
in front
like
of
us,
talking in front of like
people or like
100
presentation?
People.
That's terrifying.
I remember.
So I've thought about this quite a bit. If it was something like this, I could probably do a live podcast, or like I need someone else to bounce stuff off of. If it's just me solo, it's bad. In fact, I had a speech class at the community college, because you have to do it. Yeah. To get your paper or your
AA.
Yeah, I took that class twice. I just stopped going.
Well, you only took like 2.
I had to take it twice, because the first time I took it, I just like like 3 speeches later, I was like, this is too much. I'm out. And I just stopped going to the course. Yeah.
So I took that class 4 times intentionally.
Yeah.
Because you only need one to get the degree. Right when I started college, I knew I wasn't there for a college degree. Like I had the Florida prepaid, I had Bright Future, so I was getting paid to take classes.
Right.
I ended up having to pay them back because like I'd failed a lot of classes.
Right.
Because I wasn't there for the degree. I was taking classes that interested me. Public speaking, I took all the ones I could.
Yeah.
Philosophy, psychology, storytelling. And I wouldn't be that guy that sees get degrees, so they'll just like barely do anything just to get the degree.
Right.
I'd be there, I'd be learning, but if there's a test and I'm like, oh, I can't come in for the test, and because that's something else going on, and I got a bad grade on it, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
It didn't faze me. Like
Yeah.
I'm not there for the letter. Like I'm there to like learn.
Right.
There was a cool Steve Jobs story, if you're familiar with it.
I don't know the story, but I think maybe.
It's dropping into calligraphy, where calligraphy was one of the best classes at that school he was at. But he wasn't enrolled in the class, but he would just sit in on the class and just learn. Just because he was interested. Had no application in his life at all.
Right.
But then years later, when he developed a computer, he was able to take the study of like perfect handwriting from calligraphy, and that's where we get font.
Okay.
You know, so like, you know how instead of just having like box letters, like, you know,
Right.
the other competitor computer had, I forgot, Dell or something, Bill Gates.
Apple or
am
see,
I-
you got me.
Yeah, no, right.
You got me. Is this a trick?
Just
Did you
yoink that whole thought.
Microsoft.
Microsoft, there
Yeah.
you go. You know, Microsoft had like very box letters. They were able to get like nice space font and different
Okay.
letter, different shapings.
Artistry. They added a little funk to their stuff.
You know, and that's
Yeah.
all. That was all like a trigger thought from his class that he took, and something that he didn't enroll in. He wasn't there to getting a degree for it.
Right.
So that's why I'm always promoting. Like, promote what interests you, promote what you love.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, don't attach results to it. You know, I can imagine people get so stressed over school because like I need to get this letter so I can get a good this, so I can get
Oh, that
that
was
and
me.
get paid.
That's me 100%.
Oh,
So thank God this guy Zach Cronin came along. I was gonna do business, and he's taught economics. So I took microeconomics because I had to, but that became my degree because it was the first thing that would like,
Yeah.
this is pretty fun. This is an interesting way to think. Yeah.
So what do
Yeah, I
they
get that.
teach in business? Do they teach like, you know, how to operate it? Do they teach tax?
Yeah, it's like management. I think a lot of it was management stuff. Like it's been a long time since I've seen the path of it, so I can't really recall. But yeah, it's the management side of it, accounting. You know,
So
you
that
learn
the
all
class,
the.
like, I'd almost be interested in just because.
Yeah, now I mean probably now. Maybe
Yeah.
then no. Maybe
Yeah.
you know, but we change, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd go more into it then. But I know if I would have stayed on that path, I wouldn't have been anywhere near as interested in some of those other courses as, okay, no, I'm going to make economics my major now. You know, that kind of thing. But yeah.
I mean, it sounds all fun. Like, you know, it's like I learn economics, I make a lot of money. Like, oh,
yeah,
sounds-
yeah. No, interest is insanely important.
Yeah.
I think for everybody.
Kind of going back, you know, there's in my public speaking class, we had to watch this thing called The Last Lecture by Randy Pausch.
Okay.
And one of the things he talks about is the brick walls. And the brick walls, they're inevitable. Where if someone's just dabbling into something and the brick wall comes, they give up. The ones that's a stressor, they come up across a brick wall, they fight it, and they you know, get aggressive, and it just stresses them out.
Right.
But then the master of it anticipates it when it's there, and it's able to overcome it.
Right.
Versus, I think I get these daily cool like emails. The one today is, you know, the difference between successful people and not successes. Let me just find it real quick. But it's the idea of knowing that failure is inevitable.
Right.
Some people don't like to fail.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
No, that's me.
Yeah. Oh,
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate failing at stuff that I'm not that interested in, but I have to do.
Yeah.
That's when it sucks. That's the miserable one. Because you're kind of expected to do that thing or whatever course it may be or whatever in life.
That's why I hate the words.
That's where my wall comes in.
That's why I hate the words "have to do." Like
Yeah.
I like anything
Yeah, yeah.
I have. Like I have to wake up. Like try me. Like do I have to do anything? Like yeah, probably at some point I definitely do. But
You're right.
That's for
Yeah, you're not a have to do type of guy.
I don't. Yeah, like I mean, I'll do it because I
Right.
want to.
Right.
Not because you said so.
Right. Oh, you're saying the
Oh, it's just the email. It's pretty much what failure is inevitable. But that's
Right.
kind of one of the ideas is knowing that, anticipating it, and being able to learn from it. You know, like there's a seed of opportunity in every like failure or misfortune.
Yeah.
You know, this whole like shutdown could seem like such a misfortunate thing, but I saw it turn into like a Wild West.
Yeah.
Where people were brand new to it, so that they're like carving their own path that other people are following into, you know, and it's an opportunity in that sense.
I wish I would have capitalized on it more.
I wish I was more prepared with like a magic course, you know, already made.
Okay.
You sold for like, you know, $29.99, and it's a full like beginner intro course already made.
Right.
You know, that would have been awesome preparation when that opportunity showed.
Right. Yeah.
Missed that bus entirely.
Yep. Gang. I know about it. But, you know, life goes on, bro.
Let's rock this trigger really quick, because my phone's going to die, and I do need it for one part of it. But
Okay.
you have your phone on you, yeah?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to have you go to your Google,
Okay.
or as the kids like to say, bust out your Googs.
Is that what they say?
I don't know. I'm just maybe. I'm just trying to get it started.
So go to actualgoogle.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then pull out your search history.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
Don't do that. When I say that to like teenagers, they start blushing really bad. But just type in on Google.
Oh, did I got the wrong one? Oh. No, okay. Sorry.
Type in
Google wanted me to use Chrome, and I like Safari. All right.
Type in how many articles are on Wikipedia.
Many articles. I can't spell either. That's another issue in my life. Are on Wikipedia. All right.
And then we're gonna go to the first link.
The first link.
Yeah, that should be the live count. And then it should be
Oh
let's
wait,
see.
I missed it. I think I just went to Wikipedia. Hit that.
No, below that. Right there.
Okay. Wiki count. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna get my calculator out.
Okay.
So on the bottom there, it says 1317. That's how many words per article. Top number. I'm lazy. I'm gonna round that number. So right now, there's 8 billion words on Wikipedia.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have you go to Wikipedia right here.
Visit
And-
Wikipedia.
yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna look up any word in the world.
Any word in the world.
But don't show me, obviously. And I'm
But
not
don't
gonna look.
show you.
I'm not gonna look in the reflection of your glasses or anything
Okay.
like that. I'm not that good.
Okay. Any word.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me know when you press search.
Oh no. Wait. I got to think of another one. Hold up.
All right.
That was two in the lane. Oh wait. I can't spell, dude.
So yeah, spelling's not my forte either.
That's really
I'm a
bad.
numbers guy. That's another big thing. I'm really, really good at math. I'm like freakishly good at math for some reason.
I kind of want to pull out like the voice thingy.
Oh really?
I can't spell it.
Well, you could look up any other word, something that you do know.
Okay.
Something random.
I think I got that one right. Boom, and hit search.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I'm gonna have you scroll down the article and stop wherever you want.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna have you find any word in the article, but something with a lot of letters. So any word on that article.
Okay. With hella letters.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah.
All right, hold the phone up to your chest.
Hold the phone to my chest. All right.
All right, so I'm gonna have you think of the first letter of that word. Just think of it.
The first letter of that word.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not an R, is it?
You
Is it?
you beast.
Is it?
All right. Yeah.
Okay. So it's funny. Some people they'll see my hand.
Because I can feel my heart beating over here, dude.
So look, I'm gonna have you close your eyes for a sec.
Okay.
I'm gonna show the camera.
Okay.
I have a word written on my hand, and just say your word out loud.
Recommended.
Open your eyes.
Come on, dude.
But then wait.
Stop it, dude.
You know what's so funny? You know what's so funny? I'm so bad at spelling too. I probably spelled this wrong. Yeah, it's so bad with my vowels and stuff, like especially the O's and the A's.
Yeah.
What was the word you looked up?
Koala. What, dude? How, son?
Now, everything at Google, I'm gonna know about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's cool. I'm open to that.
5G network, you know,
Yeah.
brand new technology.
Yeah. That's how, dude.
So that's where you'd almost want to believe in mind reading in a sense.
Right. Of course.
When I do that trick to people out in public, it sucks because it's so good that I can't do anything else afterwards.
Right.
You know, like
Yeah, there's no.
like
yeah,
I'll do
yeah.
something phenomenal. They're like, yeah, cool, but that Wikipedia one.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah, that's one. I like that one a lot.
How, dude?
And like you know,
Shit, son.
Yeah, if you scroll, you'll see like there's countless words and.
Yeah. When you said the worst part of that trick, or not the worst part, but that's how I speak, right? The worst part is I could feel my heart beating as I'm doing this. I'm like, feel it like, I'm like I'm already over here getting a little weirded out. And then you said R, and I was like, oh shit. Like shit, he got me.
Yeah, and there's like 20. There's a lot of letters of the alphabet.
Yeah.
What is it? 26?
Yeah.
So I'm friends with 25 letters of the alphabet.
Okay.
I don't know why. And the dad jokes.
That's a good follow up. That's a good follow up. But shit, son, how, dude?
Right.
That one's bugged. That's bugged out. Do you know any book tricks?
Yeah, actually,
Can you do anything with that? It would help.
Yeah,
it would help.
yeah.
There's a homie whose book this is, Ronnie, from the Bricks, one of the managers.
Yeah.
And he made this little poetry book. Is there anything you can do with that?
Yeah, I can do that. It's gonna be the same concept.
Okay.
Oh man, all the other magicians right now will be hating on me that I. Oh, that's awesome. They got the. Okay. Very neat.
I thought some pages disappeared or something.
So I'm gonna have you just shout stop whenever, and then I'm gonna show you the words.
Okay.
I'm not gonna look.
Stop there.
Hold on, I don't know if it's gonna look right, but
Okay.
can you read the first word on that one?
You gotta pull it just a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
Or pull it that away.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you read the first word on that one?
First word?
Yeah.
Tell you?
No, dude. Can you got it in your mind?
Yeah.
All right. Let me think for a sec.
Okay.
First word. See, it's funny. Like as I'm looking at you, I'm looking at you in your with the. Is it your eyes? Is the word eyes?
God damn it.
That one wasn't as clever. That one wasn't as clever.
Still.
Yeah. Well,
How, dude?
that was a little cheesy. I should have been able to. I like that though. Yeah. Let's use a book for one more.
Okay.
I want to get your autograph on one of my cards.
Okay.
But someone notes your autograph. Put down your social security number.
Okay. Deal.
Just the first 9 digits.
Deal.
Here, nice and big.
So this has to be costly a little bit sometimes too. This magic stuff.
I've got so many cards.
The decks. I mean, they're not that expensive, but they start to add up.
Decks on decks.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
So you said signature on here? All right.
You've seen the one where I rip up a card, right? That's one of my really, really good ones. Actually, I'll pair it with this. So yeah, make sure everyone can see it or all that fun stuff. And then sweet.
Bing.
So I'm gonna take the 10 of diamonds.
Okay.
We're gonna stick it underneath the book.
Okay.
I don't know if you can all see it. 10 of diamonds underneath the book of mystery. Ooh ah.
Right.
I'm gonna give this card my autograph.
Okay.
My last name is Van Valin. We got Van Valin. Take this. Now let's recap.
Okay. Recap. Bang. you son of a bitch.
That's my favorite joke. Now, the 2 of diamonds, it almost looks like it vanishes.
Right.
But it comes back.
Right.
And it comes back as the 10 of diamonds. So underneath the book now.
Right.
Check it out. That's got to be, what is it?
That's the wild part. Is that one.
And a souvenir. But let's try to take it up one more notch. This is where it gets cool.
Okay.
Stick it back in the deck.
Okay.
Oh, look. Watch. There we go. Is that a... No. Oh, that's your card.
Yeah.
You open up your hand.
Okay.
Take the 10 of diamonds. Don't worry about that. All part of the distraction. With the other hand, grab out one more card.
One more card here.
Yeah. Is that the 2 of hearts?
No, that's my card. The 10 of diamonds.
Didn't I just rip that up?
Yeah. So this... You son of a bitch. The misdirection and stuff. It's cool, man. It's cool what you guys do. Can I keep both of them?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Beautiful.
We'll put today's day on it, too.
Put the date on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, at least a year. What is it? Today's 19th?
19th.
Yeah.
It is. That's wild, dude. And you just... The part that's crazy to me is you're at home doing this in those, I guess, not, you didn't say lonely, right? You said
very celibate.
Yeah, the celibate times. That's what it was. Yeah. In the celibate times.
Yeah, well, it's funny. There is like a little bit of like a solo journey with it all. Because let's say I'm at a big event, right? I'm like, let's say thousands of people, pre-COVID. Obviously, let's say throughout these like hours of me being at this event, I'm always with like big giant groups of people, but no one's ever with me from A to Z. Like I'm always with people, but no one's ever from this group. So no one really gets to see that full picture of an experience. So there is that kind of solo bit to it. Although I'm around people all the time, no one really sees everything that I'm able to see. I gotta find me one of those magic girlfriends. I don't know where I find one of those.
They're out there, right? They gotta be.
I feel like there should be like a Tinder app for like magi, like Levy Wand, or I don't know, like some like Wander or something like that. Wander, that could be pretty something.
You trying to get this bread? I mean, I don't know what the market's like. It's gonna be a weird market.
Yes, it'll be a bunch of creepy old magicians and like 2 really hot ones that don't need a nap.
Pretty much.
100%.
There's a way though, right?
Yeah.
There's always a way. You're not gonna make much money.
Yeah, probably. Unless we just maybe make it all performers in general. Like that'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not into app making, but like if I was, this would probably be a really good idea.
Yeah.
But for like imagine like the circus performers, because I'll tell you, man, being a performer and dating someone like I call them like muggles. I'm kidding. From Harry Potter is like a non-magician.
Oh yeah, okay.
Or like layman. When you're a performer of some sort and you date someone that's not in that industry, there's either got to be a lot of understanding on their part,
right,
or there's going to be a disconnect because the performer lifestyle it's not a cookie cutter kind of thing. It's one day it could be this, one day it could be that. One day you might have to do something that there's no explanation why you have to do it.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
Yeah. You might just get a call.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night.
You might go spend money at this place and you might not get no money back out of it. And was it worth it? I don't know. We'll find out. Kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. It's a different journey.
Yeah.
It's a different journey for sure.
Yeah.
No, I get it. Yeah.
I've dated girls that like they'll love the magic at first. And then after hearing the jokes over and over, and I'm like saying it with the same enthusiasm every time. I'm like,
it's the same as day one. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Same day one energy.
Oh yeah. And it's funny because there's a lot of energy that's involved. And like, let's say when she's like tired of it, and even if she'll never say anything,
right,
there could be just a body language or an expression, like a small micro expression,
right,
that like speaks volumes. So when my audience is watching it, they subconsciously feel it.
Right.
So it's really hard to bring my girlfriends like all these different gigs consistently.
Yeah.
As far as I know, who knows? Maybe I just haven't found the right one. If you guys are listening, my exes, I'm so sorry. You guys are awesome.
Soon
you guys
come.
are awesome. I love you guys, but
soon come. I think we're here to wrap it up in a sec.
Okay.
Do you have any shout outs? Any dates coming up?
Yeah. Well, the biggest thing, follow the socials. Instagram's gonna be something I'm pretty consistent on. Facebook. Right. I got a cool page. YouTube, big things coming on my YouTube. Hopefully get that whole Start From Scratch series going on. No stage shows yet, but also I'm up for hire. So if you guys are in the Florida area or you guys want a virtual show kind of thing, it's great for like, whether it's like a kid's party, adult party. Adult parties are a lot better for me. Yeah. Because like adults, when they drink, they're a lot of fun. But like kids, when they drink, it's just like, it's the worst. Kidding. But then corporate events. So I'm up for hire for all that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. So you're doing virtual shows?
Yeah, I got some virtual shows too.
Paid gigs on Zoom?
Yeah. Kind of going back to the pandemic thing.
That's wild, dude.
It was like a Wild West because the people hiring me for their meetings, they've never hired entertainment like this. And I would know that because they would normally start off by saying, I've never hired entertainment like this. Right. So my ability to keep a nice fluid, full of laughter experience on Zoom, that's valuable, because it could be very awkward on Zoom. My experience of doing it many times before, they could trust hire me versus like hiring someone who maybe it's their first time doing a Zoom show and they don't know the ins and outs, the ups and downs and what could go wrong. Right. So, Zoom shows are actually doing pretty well for me for quite a bit.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm glad you're staying busy like that.
Yeah, it's a whole avenue I never thought I'd even get into. I'm like, what kind of Facebook Live stuff would I do without them picking a card? And I had a whole list before this COVID thing. I'm like, I'll never do that. Next thing you know, now I'm offering virtual shows.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no dates, no dates coming up. I'm guessing.
Yeah, 2021 will be a whole new.
It's coming soon.
Yeah,
coming soon
to a town near you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, shout out to you. Thank you for coming by.
Thank you for having me, man.
Shout out Forward Thinkers for the new partnership. Shout out to them. Anything else?
One last trick.
One last trick.
We're gonna go full circle.
Let's go.
This is the trick that got me into magic.
Okay.
So, and this is kind of when I discovered what magic's all about. I was about like 18-ish. You know, I knew tricks.
Right.
But I never considered myself a magician then. There was a family at the beach with a little kid. The kid's like kind of hiding behind his dad. He was kind of shy, doing tricks with family. So I brought the kid over, had him open up his hand. So open up your hand.
Okay.
So I'm going to take this ball. Goes into my hand. This ball, squeeze tight.
Okay.
Now, the kid is all excited, squeezing real tight. I made mine vanish.
Right.
Kid lit up. But then
Okay.
he looked down, opened up his hand, and opened up your hand, and there it is.
Ah, dude.
Now,
You got me.
Now, what's interesting about that, I looked down at the kid. Everyone was looking at the kid. And his father said he's never seen his son smile like that. But then I looked around. I went from the kid, I looked up and around. As they're all staring, I saw everyone had the same smile on their face.
Yeah.
And that to me is what I realized that magic is. Last bit of this. Since that time, I've gotten a little bit better.
Okay.
I'm going to have you open up both your hands face down.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, have you ever had your palms red before?
No.
Make a fist out of both hands.
Okay.
And raise one of them up.
One of them? And
Yeah.
which one I ever choose?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put that one behind your back.
Okay.
Now, don't mind the recommended koala, but see, when you get your palms red, that's the heart line. You can see the heart on my hand, yeah?
Okay.
See, if I take it,
You got me, son. You got me.
and now your palms are red.
Okay.
Or the other joke I like to say is he's got a heart on.
Is there anything in this one?
No.
Okay, cool.
If that heart on your hand lasts longer than if you have a heart on longer than 4 hours, consult the doctor.
I will. I'm gonna telecall that. Be like, hey.
I've had a heart on my hand for like long. Well, sir, get it out of your hand.
Hell yeah. Dude, you're good.
Well done, son.
You're good. Hell yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Had a blast.
Yes, sir. Hell yeah, dude.
Sweet.
You're wild, man.